It's finally that stage again, folks. It is the UEFA Champions League round of 16. And, well, hello and welcome to this new UEFA Champions League preview show / prediction video. As we are in the round of 16 stage, we now know who the 16 teams fighting it out to Munich all will be. But while we are here, there is a big announcement that I've got to tell you. Rightio Rambo will be changing its logo for the UEFA Champions League. This right here will no longer be the logo of the UEFA Champions League. The logo that will be instead will be shown in 3, 2, 1. There you go. This is the brand new UEFA Champions League logo that I will be using from now on for the next 3 years. Obviously, because the UEFA Champions League have had a rebrand in terms of the background and the fonts and everything, this will be the new UEFA Champions League logo for when I talk about stuff associated with the UEFA Champions League on Rightio Rambo. So this will be your new logo. Get used to it, because this is going to be here for a very, very long time. But just like that, then let's get straight underway and let's talk about the first game of the UEFA Champions League round of 16, and it comes in Bruges. And so let's start this prediction video from the Jan Breidel Stadion, shall we? As Club Brugge face against Aston Villa, who are currently 10th in the English Premier League. Now, what do I think about this game? We do know this game obviously happened in the UEFA Champions League phase, where Club Brugge did win thanks to a very, very controversial penalty conceded from Tyrone Mings to give Club Brugge the 3 points. Now, this game will definitely not be like that at all, I feel. I feel like this will be a very attacking game, specifically for Aston Villa. Obviously, with their new additions of Marco Asensio and Marcus Rashford, they are both doing wonders for Aston Villa. They have already contributed, I believe, in 3 goals and assists, the pair, Asensio and Rashford. So if Club Brugge have to be wary, they have to be wary of that too, the front duo of Marco Asensio and Marcus Rashford. However, Club Brugge, they have their own attacking capabilities, specifically from the youngster of Kemestine Talbi. He was influential in their game against Atalanta, scoring 2 goals in Bergamo, which, well, knocking out Atalanta is massive. Atalanta finished 9th, Club Brugge finished 24th, so they are the lowest seed in this. But they battered them in Bergamo. They won 3 goals to 1. 5 goals to 2 on aggregate. That does not happen often. But it happened on Club Brugge's side. And that, I will congratulate the Belgian champions for. They did an effort, they played brilliantly in that game. And, well, Hans van Aachen again. Well, Club Brugge, Mr. Champions League. He is in another game. I believe it's the first time Club Brugge are in the last 16 for a very, very long time. So then, what do I think this game will be? I think this will be a very attacking game, like I said. But I do think there will only be one winner in this one. And I think Aston Villa will just get the win. I think with their attacking capabilities, they have Daniel Marlon now, new signing. They've got Marco Asensio, Ollie Watkins, Marcus Rashford. They are deadly. Leon Bailey. They are deadly attackers, what Aston Villa have. So I am going to say it will be a 2-1 Aston Villa win, scored by Marcus Rashford, one of them. The next one, I'm going to say it will be a Yuri Tillemans strike. 2-1 Aston Villa. Then for Club Brugge, Hans van Aachen will get on the score sheet. He always does. So just like that, we have made the short trip to Dortmund for this one between Borussia Dortmund and LOS Lille. Now, for Dortmund, we do expect them to be in this stage. What we do not expect, however, for Dortmund is where they are in the league. They are 10th. They are 10th in the league, 6 points behind 4th place Mainz, who are currently occupying that Champions League position. That for Dortmund isn't great. So what Borussia Dortmund will have to do is they will have to do something like they did last season, when they got all the way to the Champions League final. Now, they probably would have done good in that Champions League final if they weren't playing a team called Real Madrid, but they were. And you know when you're up against Real Madrid in the final, you are most likely going to lose. And that is exactly what Borussia Dortmund did. They lost by 2-0. So this one for Dortmund, this is intriguing because obviously you have the likes of Sergio Guirassy on your side. A big difference to what you had last year in attack with Nicolas Füllkrug. And he has scored 10 goals at the minute. 10 goals in the Champions League at the minute, in the league phase. That is good going. That is very good going there from Sergio Guirassy. Plus the likes of Karim Adeyemi, Jamie Byron-Gittens and Julian Brandt, they are a very attacking and free-flowing side. Now, however, let's talk about the French team, LOSC Lille, which has shocked a lot of people, actually, by getting to the top 8. Not a lot of people thought Lille would go into the top 8, but they have done. Lille, which is, well, pretty extraordinary. You don't expect it, and well, there you go. They are an underdog story. From beating Slavia Prague in the playoffs, they are now in the last 16 up against Borussia Dortmund, and it benefits for them the fact that the first leg is here. If the first leg was in Lille, then the second leg were here, then I think Dortmund would win the overall tie as a neutral. But it brings a little bit more uncertainty, the fact that the second leg is in Lille. However, I do think because Borussia Dortmund's attacking threats and Lille's defence, Aissa Mendy and Alessandro Ribeiro, I do think Lille will lose. And I think they will lose quite comfortably. Plus, you have the star forward of Edin Džegrova, who is out of this game. I think that will take its toll for Lille. That is why I'm going to say a confident 3-1 win to Borussia Dortmund. I think the fact that they are at home is a massive factor in me picking Borussia Dortmund in this one. It could be tough. It might be tight. If it's tight, then I kind of fancy Lille for the second leg. But for the time being, I'm going to say 3-1 Borussia Dortmund. They will win pretty easy. Then let's move to Eindhoven, which, for me, this is the most eye-topping game. PSV versus Arsenal. Now, I don't think this will be easy to call whatsoever. Arsenal, they don't have an attack. They do not have an attack. Mikel Merino is having to play up front. Mikel Merino, who usually plays centre midfield. He played midfield for Real Sociedad last season, I think. So, yeah, it's very strange why Mikel Merino is playing up front as the striker. But, well, knows it might work, it might not do. But, yeah, when you've got forward line of Leandro Trossard and Ethan Nwaneri, it could work, but it may not. If they are injured, you've got Raheem Sterling who can come on. Raheem Sterling hasn't been the same player since. You've still got the defensive studs of Gabriel and William Saliba, but I think this attack's better. I think PSV's attack's better. Bakayoko, De Jong and Ivan Perisic. I think that is better. Johan Bakayoko, he has been on sublime form for PSV and Peter Bosz. Now, yeah, Jesus, Havertz, Martinelli, Saka, all out of this game. That will be a big, big statement for me, especially here at the Philips Stadion. Second leg at the Emirates may be different, but here, I think PSV have the better team. I think barring from their defence and maybe their midfield, I think the attack-wise, PSV have the better team. Now, this could either be a really, really dull 0-0 game, but PSV were brilliant against Juventus in that playoff. They were brilliant, and knocking out a team like Juventus in the Champions League is always big. So, because of that, I am going to say, I know Arsenal fans may not like this, I'm going to say it will be a 2-0 PSV win for this first leg here in PSV. I think Arsenal haven't been great, really, scoring. It says something if Mikel Merino is having to score. They haven't scored in their last two games against West Ham and Nottingham Forest. Forest, yeah. West Ham, not good that they can't score against them, so I don't think they will score against PSV. They may potentially be attacking and get some opportunities with Raheem Flamenco and Oliver Boscagli in their defence, but I think PSV will win this one. I'm going to say Luke de Jong will definitely score a header in this. 2-0 to PSV. Derby madrileño for this one. Derby madrileño. As Real Madrid face Atletico de Madrid in the round of 16, and this is exactly what UEFA wanted. They wanted to have these mammoth games. This is a mammoth game we have here in Madrid. As well, Real Madrid face Atletico de Madrid, and it is mad that the first leg is in the Santiago Bernabeu, which will benefit Atleti massively. Like I said, if Atletico hosted the first leg, if the first leg were at the Wanda Metropolitano, second leg was at Madrid, then I think Real Madrid would have won. But this is very hard to call. This is very hard to call, and it doesn't look like it, but it is very hard to call. Vinicius is going probably to have a field day past Clement Lenglet and Jose Maria Jimenez. That is, for me, just, well, expected. Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo, they are both better than Clement Lenglet and Jose Maria Jimenez. They're both very, very good defenders, but I don't think they have the overall pace to get past them two. In the 1-0 win that Atletico had against Athletic Club, they did go for Robin Lenormand and Clement Lenglet, which is a very interesting pair, but, well, we don't know if he's playing or not, Robin Lenormand, in this one. I hope he is, because I do think he is a very good player for Atleti. He is a very good player, and he is better than them front two. But who knows? Who knows? This one is very hard to call. Last time they did play in the Madrid derby, it was 1-1. It has been 1-1 for the past 3 times actually in La Liga. The last time was when Atletico Madrid beat Real Madrid by 4-2. So this one is going to be hard to call. This one is going to be very hard to call. And I don't think there will be a winner in this one. I'm going to say it will be a draw. It will be 1-1. It will be a 1-1 draw in the Santiago Bernabeu. Potentially 2-1 Real Madrid. But I think Atletico, knowing how good their defence is, I think, it's expected to be a 1-1 draw, this one. That's why it's going to be another 1-1 draw. We're off to the Kuip. For Feyenoord v Internazionale di Milano. Feyenoord v Inter Milan. Feyenoord, they're a little bit like Lille. Very unexpected team. We didn't think Feyenoord would get here. But they have done. And, well, they've been a bit of fresh air in this competition in the Champions League. They have been very, very good. They've played like a team. And every time I have watched Feyenoord, they seem like they want to win, no matter who it is against. They beat AC Milan 1-0. They beat Bayern Munich 3-0 here at the Kuip. Who doesn't say they will beat Inter Milan here at the Kuip? I do not know. The Kuip's a very hard place to play. Granted, it does have the 5th best home record in the league. In the league phase, they are an okay team at the Kuip. So, the Kuip it brings the best and the worst of both worlds. The best for the Feyenoord fans, because this atmosphere is going to be absolutely electric. Inter, however, they know what they are doing. They know exactly how they are going to set up Simeone Inzaghi's men. They will just try and give it to Lautaro Martinez every time and hoping Lautaro Martinez will score a goal. He can score goals, by the way, Lautaro Martinez. And it's either going to be a combo with him and Hakan Çalhanoğlu, who will be the two standout players for the Azzurri, for Inter Milan. Score predictions then. Score prediction. Like I say, I do not know what I'm going to say for this score prediction. I think this may be a 0-0. This may be a 0-0 game. I think Inter and Feyenoord will both cancel each other out. Feyenoord are capable of winning this one purely because it's at the Kuip. But Inter Milan, they're a very hard team. Not many teams concede against Inter Milan. Not many teams score past Inter Milan. So that is why I'm going to say it will be a 0-0 here at the Kuip. What brings to my mind when I think of this game has to be the 5-4 in matchday 7. That was, without a shadow of the doubt, probably the best Champions League game you will ever watch. 9 goals in a game, by the way. 9 goals in a game. That is, well, unheard of in real life. That's something to do with FIFA. 5-4, and especially the way how it went too. It was a bizarre game. They were 4-2 up Benfica in the 68th minute, and then everything changed. Everything changed since Rafinha's goal was a ghost goal, by the way. It was Trubin kicked it. It was straight on Rafinha. He scored, made it 3-2. Everything changed. Araujo own goal 4-2. Lewandowski headed 4-3. Eric Garcia scored 4-4. You never guess what happened. Benfica on an attack. Then Rafinha stormed. The only player that was marking him was Alvaro Carrillas. He did not get to him. Rafinha 1-on-1 on Anthony Trubin. Guess who scores? Rafinha 5-4. That game will... Well, you obviously know what happened at the end. Bruno Lage were there he was, livid with his team. And that bottled their chance of a top 8 finish. They could have got into the top 8 with a win. However, because they didn't, they ended up going down to 16th. They beat Juve in home the final match day, but they finished 16th, which meant they had to go in a playoff. They faced AS Monaco. That was a tight game at Monaco, 3-3. Okan Kutchu being the hero. Tell you what though, Vangelis Pavlidis has been a standout recently. For Benfica, has been a standout recently. And he, like the game against Barcelona, he will be the danger man that Barcelona will want to target more if they want to get anything out of this game. Barcelona, Yamal, Rafinha and Lewandowski are the best front three in the world. You could say Liverpool's is, but come on. Yamal, supreme. Rafinha, supreme. Lewandowski, supreme. Them three bring talent all together with Barcelona. Them three are players, and they are players. And if it is anyone who will determine this game, it will be them three. Rafinha and Lewandowski and Yamal were involved in 4 of the 5 goals. Lewandowski 2, Rafinha 2. If it is anything that will happen, it will be Barcelona having a field day. And even though, Pavlidis got a hat-trick. Vangelis Pavlidis got a hat-trick and they still lost the game. He must be very unlucky. Very, very unlucky, man. Score predictions then. I am going to say it will be a 2-2 draw. Yes, 2-2 draw. I'm going to say it will be a high-scoring affair. It could be 3-3. Benfica are like Galatasaray when you know it's going to be a very entertaining game when you watch them. Especially at home at the Stade de Dolus. And it will be. I was leaning towards Barcelona winning, but then realising it's at home at Benfica. Benfica will definitely give us a result. They will give us a positive result. 2-2 draw. I'm not sure who will score, but either way, 2-2. It's fair enough. Moving on to the Allianz Arena for an all-German tie. Bayern Munich v Bayer Leverkusen. First versus second in the Bundesliga, and it is really first v second. Bayern Munich and Bayer Leverkusen are miles ahead of third place Eintracht Frankfurt. Frankfurt have 42 points, Leverkusen have 53, Bayern have 61. That is miles ahead. Bayer Leverkusen are 11 points ahead of Eintracht Frankfurt. They are 8 points behind Bayern Munich, so that means in effect they are 18 points behind Bayern Munich. Frankfurt. They are 8 points behind Bayern Munich in the title race, which means Harry Kane might actually win his first trophy. So that would be brilliant on him. He deserves it. And Vincent Kompany, he is doing an Arne Slot. First season coming in, winning the Premier League. First season coming in, winning the Bundesliga. Bayern and Leverkusen, they are, like you say, all German affair. Last time it finished 0-0 and 1-0. They like cancelling each other out, these two teams, and that is because of how talented both of these teams are. Bayer Leverkusen did knock Bayern Munich out of the DFB Pokal last time with a 1-0 win thanks to Nathan Teller, who has been on some form for Bayer Leverkusen. He has been a very influential part of the team, by the way, by Xabi Alonso's team, Nathan Teller. He's come in, made an impact, he scored a goal against Eintracht Frankfurt. He is coming in making them impacts, which for Bayern Munich will be one thing they will not like. Allianz Arena, though, is very hard to beat as an away team. They have a very, very good home record here. And I believe that home record will keep on going for Bayern Munich. It will only be tight, though. It will be like the DFB Pokal, 1-0 to Bayern Munich. It will be a very tight game. I'm not saying they will absolutely destroy Bayer Leverkusen. I do not mean that at all. So it is going to be 1-0 Bayern Munich win, in my opinion, against Bayer Leverkusen. I do think Michael Olise will get the goal like he did against Celtic. He has been a standout player for Bayern Munich recently. And well, what a buy he was there from Crystal Palace. What a buy. 43 million. That's 43 and 44 million pound well spent there for Bayern Munich. Now this is the game. Some people say this is the tie of the round. Paris Saint-Germain versus Liverpool. Both sides are topping the league. Both sides are incoming champions. This is the game that Liverpool did not want. Out of the 15 teams, well, out of the 2 teams they could have played between Benfica or Paris Saint-Germain, they did not want to play Paris Saint-Germain. There you are, you played Paris Saint-Germain. Honestly, it happened to my Manchester United. We didn't want Real Sociedad and we did. So, yeah, it is what it is, isn't it? It's the luck of the draw, and Liverpool did not get that. As the only team I think that are capable of beating Liverpool this season is Paris Saint-Germain. And it is because their attack is supreme. Bradley Barcola, Gonçalo Ramos, Ousmane Dembele, Kvaratskhelia, they are all deadly players that can impact a game. Kvaratskhelia has a very good record against Liverpool. So I think this game could be anything. This game could be anything. It is all about, though, with Paris Saint-Germain, them trying to stop Mohamed Salah. If they can stop Mohamed Salah, then they are on for a good one. If they don't, and if Salah does conduct the game, then they may be in a little bit of danger. Put it that way. In their 2-0 win against Newcastle, fairly convincing, it was Salah, Szoboszlai, Diaz and Jota. Dominic Szoboszlai, he's starting to become like a bit of a silent assassin. Not many people thought he would go that well, but he is really doing well. He is taking the lead by storm, put it that way. And he scored a goal in that 2-0 against Newcastle. He also scored a goal against Manchester City, I believe. So that is 2 in 2 games for the Hungarian international. So it will be interesting to see what Liverpool and Paris Saint-Germain are like, obviously matching up against each other. Paris Saint-Germain, they won 4-1 against Lille, which is, well, Lille, a team that are in the Champions League playoffs, by the way. And, Dembele, Ramos, Barcola, potentially Kvaratskhelia in the mix. That is a very deadly line, very deadly front three. João Neves too, he has been on form recently for Paris Saint-Germain. I think this game could really be anything. The safest bet I'm going to go for this game is 2-2. It's a 2-2. It's the safest bet. I mean, I don't really know who's going to win. Paris Saint-Germain, I think, have to win if they've got any chance. I don't think they'll win at Anfield. I think if they can win it, potentially get 2 goals up, then that will be massive to keep that lead on that second leg at Anfield. If it isn't, though, if it is like I think a 2-2 draw, then I'm afraid Liverpool will be favourites to go through. However, I'm sure this game has the making of an absolute UEFA Champions League classic. So just like that, then I will get going. And this is your new Champions League logo in full detail. Here it is, right here. This will be used for the whole Champions League until the Champions League final. So just like that, then I will get going. If you did like that video, do say something really mean a lot to me, but you don't have to. As I shall go, see you soon, stay safe. I'll be talking to you lot in the next one. Talking to you lot next week for round leg 2 of this Champions League last 16. See you then, and bye-bye.